One of the things that would be very important to really think about, and this is in general, not just specific to the situation in the world right now, is the point of view that dominates a household. And people don't think like that, but there's always a point of view. Um, and so, one possible point of view is everything's going to be fine. Another possible point of view is everything's going to hell. And the point of view that things are falling apart would lead people to the newspaper and to the news and to online uh, news information lines for the latest in the things that are falling apart. So, in a home that has that point of view, that everything's falling apart, the newspaper and all sources of news become really, really important. In a home where the point of view is everything's going to be fine, the newspaper isn't very important because the newspaper is a repository of bad news for the most part. I know the World Herald does a pretty good job of publishing some warm, heartwarming stories, which is great, but they have to sell newspapers, and heartwarming stories don't sell newspapers. So they have a large share of bad news in that newspaper, and then online they're trying to get eyeballs or clicks. And one thing that's certain is that anything reeking of danger will get eyeballs and clicks. But in a home where the context or the point of view is everything's going to be fine, sources of bad news aren't that important. And even when they are contacted, when, say, somebody coming from a home where the context is everything's going to be fine, when they read about stories in the newspapers that suggest that it's not going to be fine, they take it in stride. As opposed to the home where the context is everything's falling apart and the news is just a source of confirmation. Like, I knew it. It's worse than I thought. And so I don't think people in general think much about what point of view they bring to every situation. But we always bring a point of view to a situation. So if we have a point of view about a person, that they're a bad person, the things we're most likely to see in their behavior are bad things. If we have a point of view about somebody that suggests they're a good person, the things we're most likely to see are the things that suggest they're a good person. Because we're perpetually looking at the world for ways that confirm our point of view. And I don't think that that people in general think about generating a point of view that will work for their family. I think every parent would benefit from having a "it's going to be all right" way of being and way of speaking and point of view that they can use for their kids. And they do have it already. They almost certainly use it whenever they go to the pediatrician's office. They almost certainly use it if the child has a nightmare. They almost certainly use it if one of the kids gets sick. And then the parent will put forth some version of it's going to be all right. All I'm suggesting is bring that "it's going to be all right" to this situation in Ukraine and have it be the same as a trip to the dentist's office, a trip to the doctor's office, an illness, or some unfortunate event on the playground. It's going to be all right. And there's something happening in the world, and there's a war over there across the country, across the world. Yes, honey. And it's going to be all right. Now, go clean the cat box. Go do the dishes. Go make your bed. Or do whatever it is you're supposed to do and keep things as normal as possible.